Today we're going to be talking about how exactly to use Facebook Analytics for your business page. Also going to try to clear up some misconceptions about exactly why business pages are in fact something that you should use, and that you shouldn't just simply use a personal profile for your business postings. So we're going to dive into the page insights and exactly how that can help you grow. And of course, as always, as we do these live streams, if you're on during the live stream, feel free to comment down below. Happy to answer any questions you guys have while I am on the actual live. And if you comment later on after the video's already been posted, that's totally fine as well. What I'll do is just answer the comments later on and hopefully get to your questions soon after you've posted it. So thank you guys for joining in, and I'll switch over my screen right now to talk about Facebook page insights. Okay, so right here you can see this is kind of what the HUD for your Facebook business page is going to look like. This is going to be your go-to place to understand exactly what is and isn't working as you navigate Facebook and use it to market your business, right? So it's really easy to get here. Actually, what I'll do is go a step back just to show you exactly how to get to where we are. So if you go to your business page, this is a company that I have with some friends of mine, and we've used this business page to launch 2 successful Kickstarters now. So when you go onto a desktop, it tends to be the easiest place to find your business insights. Just go to your page like you would normally, and over to the left here, you see all the way down here, about halfway down the screen, you have insights. You're gonna wanna click on that. And I'm going to show you some of the insights that we've had. Now, this is a page that we haven't used in a while. What we do is seasonally, we have Kickstarters for different kinds of board games. So what you'll see here is probably going to be pretty similar to your page if you haven't posted a lot frequently. But what I'm going to do is show the last 28 days just so we have a little bit more information, because again, we haven't used this channel, this business page in a couple of months now. So there's not going to be that much activity here. But there's still enough so you can kind of get the gist of what I'm going to be talking about. So this is the core reason, this business insights page here. This is the core reason why you want to use a business page. So whenever you use a personal profile, because often what I hear is that people decide to use that because they realize whenever they post on their personal profile, they get 5 to 10 likes or something on a piece of content. Whereas if they use a business page that they've had for a while, they'll get like 1 to 2 likes maybe on average per post. I'm going to kind of clear up why exactly that is, and also why that shouldn't deter you from using your business page, and how actually there's a negative side effect to using a personal profile when you're posting any kind of content about your business. So when you're using your personal profile, you are appealing, just like when you're posting on a business page, you're appealing to the algorithm. And the algorithm determines on Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever platform you're using, the algorithm determines who is going to see your content. And it's based off a number of different statistics that all play differentiating roles in how much it affects your standing with the algorithm. Now, this is the same for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. They all have different algorithms, but they all work the same. Because remember, at the end of the day, these platforms want to keep people on their platform as long as possible. So whenever you're creating any kind of content, your goal should be to keep people on the platform, because then Facebook, Instagram, whatever, they're going to reward you for that by giving you more and more views. And that's how a piece of content goes viral in a nutshell. So when you post on your personal profile, you're going to see a little bit more activity on there, more often than not, than a business page, because at the end of the day, you're more active on that profile. Generally speaking, somebody who has a business page for their business, if they're not posting frequently on there, it's not going to have a lot of traction whenever you do post, because the algorithm has nothing to go off of. It's not going to just recommend some random content that it doesn't know how it's going to perform to people on the platform. Because just think about it. If you jumped onto Facebook and then you started seeing all this content from pages that you don't have any connection to, you don't understand why is it getting recommended to you, it's going to ruin your user experience, right? So what you want to do, what the Facebook algorithm wants to do in this case, is it wants to recommend content that it knows you're going to be interested in, or it has a good idea that you'll be interested in it. When you don't ever post on your business page, you're not giving the algorithm any information to go off of when you do eventually post. Now, instead, if you're posting, every single week and you're posting consistently and you have a consistent audience you're trying to reach, Facebook's going to reward you because now it has information to go off of. The pitfall that everybody seems to run into, especially with small businesses, is that they don't post a lot on their business page. Whenever they do try it out, they're already at a disadvantage with the algorithm, and then they say, oh, well, this is just terrible, Facebook organic reach is dead, instead I'm just going to post on my profile. The only reason you're getting traction on your profile is because of the fact that you post more consistently there, and at the end of the day, those are going to be your friends and family. They aren't necessarily going to be your primary customer that you're trying to target. So you can get 10 posts there, you can get 10 eyeballs there on a piece of content that you post, but it's going to be no potential customers, versus in the beginning, a couple of people who are more likely to be your potential customers when you post on a business page. So I would rather have 2 warm leads than 10 terrible leads. That's just me and my approach to business. But as time goes on, as you start to post more consistently on your business page, you're going to see a growth in that. And once you start to see that growth, you're going to go to your insights page, and that's going to help you understand what's working and what's not. So let's jump back into that page. Okay, so right here, you have your insights right here, and you can break down into a ton of different metrics. So the fact that they give you these many metrics just for organic posting is fantastic, right? This is better than any PR and traditional marketing that you can ever hope for. Back in the day when you would post billboard ads and TV ads and things like that, you might team up with a TV station because you know their core demographic, but you're not going to get broken down metrics as accurate as what you see here on social media. That's why I always say one of the best things about social media is the ability to make endless content to a specific audience without ever spending any money. It's wild, in my opinion, and I think it's underutilized. Even businesses that run a lot of ads on social media and that take advantage of that compartment of digital marketing, they don't take advantage often of the organic growth that you can see. And that's free marketing. So I always recommend to have a strong organic growth or a strong organic strategy as your foundation, and then to use ads to supplement that strategy. So right here, I'm just going to break down how exactly this works. Actions on page, there's not enough data right here to actually show any actions on the page, but that is going to be once you set up what's considered an action. And that's kind of a little bit more of an event or more of a advanced metric that you can set up once you've had a more established business page. We haven't set them up here, and also we just haven't had a lot of traction in 28 days because we haven't posted anything. Just like what I said before, is when you stop posting, you stop seeing traction. So you go over here to page views. So it's going to show you your page views for the time range that you've selected. Now, the great thing about this is you can select different time ranges. So you can see how you've done this month versus, another month, or you can see how this week did versus another week, or even how today was different than yesterday. All of these statistics are available to you completely for free when you have a business page. And this is the biggest advantage of using a business page. You don't get this with a personal profile. So whenever people say, oh, well, I'm going to use my own personal profile to grow my business, it's hard not to scoff because you don't get access to any of these analytics. And these are huge analytics that you get for free. So page views, this is pretty standard. This is just people who have actually viewed your page, right? So we have 18 right here. You can see that the spots, the different days where you've had different page views. This is great when you've had different content on different days and you want to see what gets you more page views. You can easily track that. You can see on the 21st, we had more views for whatever reason than we did on the 18th where we had no views. And then total page views this month, again, not a lot of action happening on this page right now, 18 views. Page likes 1, that's down 50% from an average month. So this is going to show you, basically how your metrics compare to metrics beforehand, to a time range that happened before. So it's fantastic. It's a quick way to see how you're tracking versus your previous results. Page likes, that's pretty self-explanatory. Post reach. So this is how many people your content is getting in front of, right? Now, here's something super interesting here. I told you we didn't post at all in the past month, and we're still getting post reach. Now, this is the advantage, and it's also this is the advantage to having a good system in place versus the disadvantage to having a bad system in place. We didn't post anything this month. The reason why we have post reach this month is because of the fact that we've had such a good relationship with the algorithm in the past that has carried over even after we stopped interacting on the platform. And that works both ways, right? If you have your first month that you've been active on your page, but you had a month before where you didn't do anything, that is going to bleed over as well, right? So Facebook is going to understand that, yeah, you have some content that's doing well now, but in the past you didn't have a lot of traction, and that's going to work against you. Just like how our post reach on this page is working for us, even though we haven't done any posting, people are still seeing some of our content. So, the best case scenario is that you're consistently having good content and that just grows and grows and grows. But even if you've had a good track record and then you take some time away or your priorities change with your business, which happens often with small businesses, you're still going to see some success just based off the fact that you've had success in the past and you've done the right thing in the past. So another great advantage to using social media, whereas if you stop paying for a billboard, the billboard gets taken down. But you have posts you keep on your business page, people are going to continue to see them even after you've stopped posting. So we'll jump back here to the insights. Story reach, not enough data to actually show information about this stat right here. Recommendations also not here. Again, not a lot of traction, not a lot of activity happening on this page. But you can see, obviously, still a good amount of organic video views. Again, even though we haven't posted any videos this month. So that's great. Post engagement is actually up compared to the previous 28 days. Now, all of these metrics, they're all skewed a little bit because of the fact that not only have we not posted this month, we didn't post last month at all either. So this is comparing to a different month where we didn't have a lot of traction. If this was the month right after our Kickstarter ended, right after we funded and we stopped posting, this would be a very negative number, a very red number down a high percentage point. However, just because of circumstance, because of the way audiences vary from month to month, we're actually up in terms of post engagement this month versus last month. In reality, we haven't really done either that much activity on this page in the past 2 months. So that's a little bit of a red herring. But when you're posting consistently, these metrics are going to show you accurate results. Okay, so here's what I love. This shows your 5 most recent posts, okay? This is going to be great because ideally what you should see if you're running a proper strategy is on average, your posts should increase in terms of reach, right? And engagement, ideally. Of course, sometimes you're going to have an awesome piece of content that outperforms future pieces of content because if you just have a great piece of content, it's going to do well. And if you have follow up with bad content, that's what's going to not do as well afterward. But you'll see on average, if you're doing the right thing, there's going to be a growth rate here. And this is just the past 5 posts. You can see all posts by clicking here and getting a better idea. Okay. So now you see that this bar got a little bit smaller for the same amount of reach. That's because we had some much bigger pieces of content below that actually illustrate, that would push this needle farther out, right? So if you go down here, you'll see this organic post got an organic reach of 6,419 people. Here's what's interesting here. Our business page only has about 500 or so, a little over 500 or so people following the page. Less people liking it, like 400 and something, or maybe just a few numbers off, right? But likes and follows are right around 500 range for both, okay? How did we get an organic post that did so well? Well, there's a bunch of different ways, but when it comes down to it, we are choosing which posts are going to succeed on the platform because we understand some posts are more important than others, right? 2 posts are not necessarily created equal, and especially in our situation where we're running a Kickstarter campaign, we want people to see when the Kickstarter launches, all during the Kickstarter, and especially near the end, right? We're trying to capitalize on getting as many conversions as possible. Now, before that, we were posting content, but it was all about helping to feed the algorithm, helping to prep the page to do really well once the Kickstarter actually launched. So we ran for months posting and posting, having a consistent strategy, not only to just get the word out there in terms of word of mouth, but also to let the algorithm know who our core demographic is. And then we decided to execute on that as soon as the Kickstarter launched. So that's why we got so much good content. We, had a great video that came out that we knew was high quality and much higher caliber quality than our normal posts, so we knew it would do better then. We shared it, we commented on it, we made sure we got a lot of good engagement, which is going to boost the post further. And when that happens, you end up seeing a situation where your post outperforms by a long shot all of the other posts. So I believe this was our launch, our announcement of our launch post. And what's really cool about this is you can click on it and actually get more information. If it'll let me. Okay, here we go. So this is just one post. These are free analytics given to us for just one post that did very, very well on the platform. So, you'll see our 3-second video views. It always drops off heavily after 3 seconds. 1 minute video views, average minutes viewed, engagement, minutes viewed, all this kind of stuff. And you see retention, all of this really, really fantastic stuff that's great to know as you create content in the future. Distribution summary, 2.8 times higher than other posts within 21 plus days of publishing. So again, this is, it's fantastic. You just get this stuff for free. This is information that 20 years ago, people would pay through the nose to get about their different kinds of campaigns. And you get this for free. This isn't an ad. This is just an organic post. And you can also see this is great for our consumers as well, or for us to know for our consumers, because this gave us a breakdown of the people viewing in terms of different states. Obviously, we have right here in England, so different country. All of this great stuff that's going to be fantastic for us to know as we create content in the future. So all really fantastic stuff to know. And this is the core reason why I say that posting on a business page is fundamental to growing on social media. Yes, the algorithm treats business content a little bit differently than profile content. But at the end of the day, being seen by a bunch of your friends and families who aren't consumers doesn't help your business. Being seen by a couple of people who could be potential customers or clients, that actually helps your business. So don't get too preoccupied with numbers and get preoccupied with quality, right? So it's quality over quantity in terms of social media and most marketing strategies in general. I'd rather have one good client than get seen by a bunch of people who don't turn into clients, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, ask any questions down below. I know I kind of jumped into a lot of information here, and I'll have future videos that kind of go more in depth about the differences between reach, organic posts versus ads, all that kind of stuff, and engagement in general, and all these different things that pertain to growing your business on social media. So of course, ask any questions even after this live stream ends, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow the socials down below if you want to see more content like this, and we'll see you in the next live stream. Thanks, guys. Bye.